What's up, everybody? Take KZ back here again. Today we got something special. I've got a very special guest with me. I have Dragongate wrestler Ho Ho Lun here to promote and talk about their American tour that's coming up here in April. Ho Ho, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm fantastic. How about you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, excited to talk about what's happening in April, and it's been a year since last time I came to America, so happy to share everything.
Yeah, I'm curious asking you about what you're going to do this year and how the experience was last year.
This year we start off in Portland. We're gonna work with DeFi for this show crossover. Um, Match card still waiting for confirmation, but that's gonna be a lot of matchup that you will only be seeing there. And then after that show, we're gonna move on to San Jose. We're doing a tryout there. So far, there are already like 30 people who sign up. Talent from the US, talent from Mexico will be here to chase for one spot. If everyone is so good, it might be two spots who can come to Japan and tour with us. And then the main event of this trip is gonna be April 15th, Las Vegas, the Gate of Sin City. Last year we did two shows in Vegas, which I believe a lot of fans, happy to see DGUSA is back. So this year we're gonna be a bigger team. 12 of us from Japan is gonna fly in to give you the more authentic experience of Dragon Gate. At the same time, we're gonna have, a few of the local talents, which are very good. Jonathan Gresham, Alec Price, Jordan Oliver, and a few more. There will be a lot of interesting matchup over there that's gonna be a mark in the history of DGUSA. And then the next few days, we're gonna have talents here and there in Vegas, and then we end the trip's gonna be a few guys gonna be in WrestleCon. We actually have a table in WrestleCon this year. So most of us gonna be able to meet, our US supporter. If possible, we wanted to have conversation with everyone. Other than just take a photo and go, we want to
Yeah,
have a deeper conversation. So if you already signed up for that meet and greet, make sure that we talk to you. If we don't, come back again and
yeah,
disturb us.
yeah. Ho Ho and Draggate came out last year. They did a Defy show last year too, and everyone's very friendly. That's how I met Ho Ho. We had a
Yeah,
10-15 minute conversation that was really nice. So definitely
yeah.
take that opportunity
Yeah,
if you're gonna
last year
take it.
with the Defy show, so it's just four of us. This time there will be nine of us,
Awesome. That was my first
and there
question.
will be a
So
lot of interesting matchup. And I'm sure the ticket already selling very, very good. Last year was in Seattle. This year it's gonna be Portland, but I'm
yep,
sure there's only like a 2 hour drive, so a lot of fans will be able to come in again.
yep. That was my thinking is I had my fingers crossed so I could be lazy and you guys were coming to Seattle like
Yeah,
the next day, but Portland's not a bad drive and
yeah.
uh, getting to see Yamato and yourself and whoever else
Yamato will
is
be
on
there.
there. Are you
Yeah.
able to confirm the names or are you still working on that?
Yeah, for Defy, let me look at my book. There's a lot of things this trip. I mean, a lot of things happening. So myself, right? I'm Yamato, Dragon Kid, Susumu Yokosuka will be there. Younger talent who will actually be making his debut is Maruka Kikuta. He's also the Dreamgate champion.
Awesome.
And who else? Ishin was there last year, and he'll be
Yep.
here again. And then
KZ was there
myself,
last year.
yeah, KZ will be there as well.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's
Awesome.
all of us. Yep,
The other question I had, I guess selfishly for me in Portland is last year you had like special tour shirts made for your merch.
yep.
Are you gonna do the same thing this year? Are you gonna bring any of like the standard Dragon Gate merch, like the towels or the faction t-shirts, anything like that?
This time there's a new T-shirt that's released. But this time, I don't think we have a tour T-shirt for Las Vegas. But then because of this year, we have 12 talent coming down, so there will be more of the personal T-shirt. Casey will have his T-shirt done. Yoshioka will have a T-shirt done. Myself, I have my T-shirt done. So And then Ben K and Hugh, Love and Peace tag team T-shirts. I think they might have the personal one as well. I got to check with the merch
Okay.
guy, but there will be a lot of more of the personal character
Awesome.
merch will be there.
Great. That's great. Yeah, because it was
And magazine as well. Last year the Dragongate magazine, it's so heavy for us to bring it over, but that's the first thing that sold out. I'm sure at first it's actually surprised me because the magazine is in Japanese, but then a lot of collecting in the US actually wants Japanese stuff to collect. So that's something
oh yeah.
surprised me. So this year I'm gonna bring a bit more. Hopefully it doesn't overweight my luggage, but
Yeah.
I'm I'll try to bring as many as possible.
Awesome. Yeah. You have more guys too, so you can put it in everyone else's luggage.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So then I was going to ask you, you answered a lot of my questions about the tryout, because it is US Mexico talent and they're
hmm
trying out to make the Japanese tour.
hmm
Um, so you had a couple guys come over last year. You had Marcus Mathers was just there. You
hmm
had El Kukui and Fight Panther and Arrow Panther. Were any of
Yep.
those guys in the tryout last year? Is that how they made the
Um,
Japanese tour?
so Marcus Man, right? We actually worked together for the first time 2 years ago, 2024. That was in Philly. So we
Hmm.
did a crossover show with ETU, where he was the main event against Dragon Kid. And then last year, that's why we have him again. He and Casey did a fantastic match.
Yes, that was a great
That
match.
these two matches actually impress, the booking team, and then they love it. And at the same time, Marcus was reaching out and said, um, although he's in, WWID thing, but if it's a month or a little bit longer, he could do that for Japan.
Hmm.
So the booking team also like, oh, okay, because we always thought if he got a WWE contract, it gotta be a lot of restriction, but
Right.
he actually get a month off, actually 5 weeks off from WWID to come in. So it's all
That's
good. And then
awesome. Yeah.
we have him here, we have him team with the D Courage, and then we actually have him challenge the tag team, the
Yeah.
Twin Gate Championship the other day. Really impressive. I mean, the booking team also really, really impressed of what he did. I mean, he's back in the US now. Only like few days ago he came back. So, and I know he have a lot of other goals that he want to achieve. But the door is always open if he can get another month off again and come down. The door always open for him.
Yeah, that's great. And it sounds like it was a successful trip for Draggate and for Marcus. So maybe that opens
Yep.
the door for future WWEID guys. So it seemed
Yeah,
like it was a
and
positive relationship.
of course, and then for Panther Brothers, right?
Hmm.
They were actually, oh, they came in last year, right? So that was about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and again, they actually were booked in Hong Kong. They did a Mexican festival in Hong Kong. So that was a few shows, and then they were like, they contact us and like they didn't ask for doing anything. They said they're gonna come to Japan, and I think they have some connection with the Mexico side of Dragon Gate. I don't know who,
Okay.
but then they came in just for training. That's why they actually are really really good. We wanted to put them in matches, but then it's just so last minute, and then they came in just for training, so they don't have the proper paperwork. So they came for
Oh,
training,
yep.
stay in the dojo for like 3 4 weeks, did really well, and then finally last year they have a chance to do Dragon Gate, but that was pretty short. I'm sure they were really really popular among their, Mexico, West Coast in the US. So yeah, they did 2 weeks and pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, yeah. I was hoping to see a little bit more of them because I had not heard of them or seen them before the
hmm
DGUSA show last year,
uh
but they were amazing. Them and the Lucha Solos. They ended up being one of the my top matches of the year. I think I had them as the fifth best match of the year.
That match
So
was
then
sick.
that match was awesome. So then when they got the Dragon Gate tour, I was really excited, but it was just
Yep.
kind of like a blink of the eye. It was a shorter one.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. They announced for the DGUSA show this year. So hopefully they can
Yeah,
replicate it or
hopefully,
come close.
and I can tell you this match is gonna be announced on Friday. When is it gonna go up on YouTube?
I'm gonna try to turn it around as fast as possible. So
Okay, the
it might be
announcement will be
before
on
Friday.
Friday, so it might actually be up already, but that is a sick match, and I can tell you it's a three-way or four-way. We're still thinking about it, but it will be either three-way or four-way tag team match.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Lots of flying around.
Yeah.
Great. So then so you're Portland in on the 10th, San Jose on the 12th, and then the DGUSA shows on the 15th. So you have a
Yep.
couple days off. What are you planning to do there? Are you vacationing a
Actually,
little
so
bit?
far we got San Jose is 30 people already signed up for the tryout. But in case if there's more people try out, they sign up, we want to give more opportunity for people. So if we reach something like 40, we might actually split the tryout into 2 days. So it might be
Okay.
12th and the 13th. But 13th is a Monday, so I don't know how that's gonna work. But let's give it another week or so,
Hmm.
so that we have to we have a numbers for the trial, and then we're gonna plan it out. Otherwise, there's gonna be a days off there in San
Yeah.
Jose.
Hey, I'm vacationing in LA this fall, so it's a fun place to be if you do have a day off.
Yeah, or just go down to San Francisco.
Yeah. It seems like you have the whole DGUSA card announced. You have the 12 guys coming over from Dragon Gate that you talked about,
Hmm.
and then some familiar North American faces, Marcus Mathers, Panther Brothers. You went through the names. Do we have any other surprises planned for this show, or do we are we just waiting on the match announcements now?
Um, unless someone actually pulls out, that's so far set already.
Yeah.
So 12 talent from Japan and 10 from North America. We might be able to add one or two, but not very possible.
Hmm.
So far it's set now. Unless someone pulled out. So match announcement will be this week and next week,
Okay. I
and
saw the
hopefully we can sell a lot of tickets.
Yeah. I saw the first match came out last night for Yamato versus Jonathan Gresham, which is a very awesome matchup that I had never dreamed of before, but I'm excited. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's exciting." And you
Yep,
gave us the little teaser that the Panther brothers will be in a four-way, three or four-way kind of like scramble tag
yep,
match, kind of the
and that will be the next
traditional
announcement.
Dragon Gate tag match. So that's very exciting. Another interesting thing I think about this card, I'm not sure how much you guys are aware, but Alec Price and Jordan Oliver just signed with AEW. And then you
Hmm.
also have Marcus Mathers on WWE ID. So you kind of have like that cross-pollination of the t top two American companies. Has that caused any issues, or is everything been fine?
Um, so far I didn't heard of
Great.
anything, so
I
I
think
think it's
that's
good to go.
good, good. I think that's happening on other shows as well. I'm just more locked in on the Dragon Gate show, but there's a few
Yeah, I
AEW
think it
talent there that
happened
weekend.
in a lot of other shows like GCW,
Yeah.
things like that. They have WWE ID talent and AEW talent at the same time, but I don't see any issues. And so far, I actually um asked them at my side, is there any issue? And doesn't seem any. So
Great.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's wait for the announcement.
I'd hate for there to be one, so
Yeah.
I think you're safe. I just thought it was worth asking. So we just have the one DGUSA show this year, but you guys are there the whole weekend, like you said. You're doing the WrestleCon,
Hmm.
and then you have a couple other matches and appearances announced. The match I'm most excited for is the Team Gringo Loco versus the Team Dragongate Trios match.
Yes, that's on the Gringo Local show on
Yep.
the I think it's the Friday.
Yes, Friday the 17th.
Hmm.
It's one of the early ones, the 11 a.m. show.
Hmm.
Can you tell us about a little bit about how that match came together and what to expect from that match?
Um, you can just expect a lot of flying, Gringo Local, I've met him a lot of time. When he came to Japan, I met him. I remember me and him. We went to a hamburger in Shinjuku.
Oh,
So we were always talking about how possible it is to do this, do that, do this, do that. And I'm really, really excited for this match to be happen. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of high flying action on that match, and I hopefully it lead to something else, later in the year or something next year. You know,
yeah, that would be great because I think the Team Drangate team is really exciting. You have kind of a team you wouldn't normally get in Japan because all the guys are in different factions, but you have Yoshioka, KZ, and Hyo, I believe, is the three.
yes,
Um,
yes, and that's the good thing about being outside of Japan. So we can market ourselves as Team Dragon Gate or Dragon Gate USA or Dragon Gate whatsoever,
mhm.
and that's the matchup that you won't be able to see in Japan. Just like the match we just announced, Yamato versus Jonathan Gresham, and
Yes, yep.
the multi tag team match that we're gonna announce later on. Um, but then we also wanted to bring in some authentic Dragon Gate experience. So
Yes, yep.
I am pretty sure there will be a Dragon Gate style six-man tag that's happening in this Vegas show as well. So something authentic and then something that you don't see often in Japan, and it's a mix.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. Yeah. I was excited. I'm gonna ask you about the matches that are announced, but I was kind of surprised how few matches are announced right now, especially with how many guys you're bringing over. So it's good to hear that there's some stuff still working on in the background, and
Yeah,
we'll
so
get
we
more
we
than.
we actually looking for a six match card. Um, but then there's some matches that we are still figuring out. It so that match is already figured out. I mean, even we are announcing the match this Friday, we still don't know it's gonna be a three-way or four-way yet. So we're gonna have a
Hmm.
meeting like tomorrow to figure it out. But we wanted that show to be six match, and then there's a lot of shows happening in Vegas, especially the same venue.
Right.
They're gonna kick us out at the venue because at midnight there's another show,
Yep.
and then before us there's another show. So we gotta make sure we don't overrun.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And you can't get there early either, or
Yeah.
there's at least another show going on.
Hmm.
The other match that got announced outside of the DGUSA show that I think is very exciting is Love and Pieces in a four-way tag on the Mark Hitchcock show.
Yes, there's the WrestleCon show, and I
Yes.
actually didn't aware which team are they facing. I'm sorry.
I've got it
I
up, no
know I know
worries.
Love and Peace is gonna be there.
Yep. So it's a four-way tag, and it looks like it's almost like four teams from four different countries because you have
Mhm.
Starboy Charlie and
Oh, Starboy Charlie.
yeah, and he's teaming with Starman from the Super Nintendo game. So we're not sure
Okay.
who's behind the mask there. They're taking on Love and Peace, Ben K and Hyo, and they're taking on Legado and Toxin from Mexico. And then
Okay.
the fourth team is a British team, CPF. So four corners, four different countries. I think that looks
Mhm.
pretty fun.
Yeah.
Um, Ben K and Hyo have really developed a great chemistry since Hyo joined Love and Peace.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for this. I think they will stand out in this match.
Hmm.
That is the only Dragon Gate talent announced on that WrestleCon show. But with you guys
I
there all
think
weekend,
they will, unless something changed. So these two will be on the WrestleCon show
hmm.
because that night there will be a New Japan Death Invitation
Yes.
where they just announced Dragon Kid yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, I was excited about that. Dragon Kid has teamed with El Desperado a couple times. I think he was there
Yeah.
this summer. It might have been the fall
Yep.
in Dragongate, and then every time Despy does one of his like produce shows, Dragongate seems like he's on the card. So
Yes. So
do we
that
think
that
he'll be teaming with Desperado again? Do we think Dragon Kid's going to do a death match?
that will be interesting to see.
Yeah. That would be very fun. I'm not counting on it, but that would be crazy to see. So then I had a question specifically about Maduka Kikta,
Hmm.
the Dreamgate champion, because he has a very busy April schedule. Um,
Hmm.
he's not only coming over for this tour, but he's the Dreamgate champion, and he's also in All Japan's Championship Carnival.
Yes.
Um, can we expect him to defend the Dreamgate title while he's in Vegas? Maybe on the DGUSA show or elsewhere?
That's also in the plan right now.
Awesome.
It might change, but I still don't know what the plan is with the booking. So if he's coming in as the Dreamgate champion, of course he will bring in the belt at least, so
Yep.
the US fans will actually see this belt for the first time because we renewed the belt. I think 2020 we renewed the belt.
Did Yamato not bring it last year?
Did he bring it last year?
I can't remember. I
I
want to
can't
say he was
remember.
wearing it,
I can't
but
remember. Did he bring it last year?
I know he didn't defend it because I thought he might defend it
No.
against Rich Swann
Yeah,
last
you're
year.
right. You're right. He didn't defend it, but he was the champion. I actually can't remember. It might not be the first time.
Okay.
I might be wrong. But if I'm not, I mean, if Kikuta is the
Yeah.
is still the Dreamgate champion, he will definitely
If
bring
he's
over the belt.
champion, selfishly, if he wants to defend the belt in Portland too, I'll be happy.
Let's see then.
And then can we expect him? Is he going to be there the whole time from the 10th to the 19th, or is he going to have to go to Japan early to
I think
do
he got
champions?
champion cannibal, so he might not even be at any WrestleCon.
Okay.
So he might have to go back to do champion cannibal right after. But
Hmm.
still don't know yet because All Japan, I don't think we have to. I don't know because my information may be delayed. I'm in charge of the US side, the Japan side. I don't know yet.
Hmm.
But I don't think he can do any WrestleCon. But if you want to see Kikuta, the DGUSA show will be probably the only chance.
Okay. That's good to know because that's he's the top guy right now. He's the Dreamgate champion.
Hmm.
Um, so make sure if you want to see that belt, you want to see the champ. That might be your
Hmm.
only chance. He's a busy man as the
Yeah.
champion. He's representing Dragon Gate in a few different countries
Yep.
and companies. Okay, and then let's see. I had a WrestleCon question in here.
Okay.
I think you covered a lot of this. I was just at wrote you guys are there the whole weekend. You guys are there from the 16th to the 19th. Um, what can fans expect from Dragon Gate? You cover that briefly. You guys are
Hmm.
hoping to have conversations, not just take pictures. Um, Is there anything else you
Yes.
kind of have in store? I know you have a few guys announced for the 16th specifically, um, but are you gonna have the whole crew there if they're available, like in between matches, or is it just gonna be like the four guys a day?
Yeah, it's four guys a day.
Okay.
We WrestleCon is like 16, 17, 18, 19, right? It's like 4 hour
Yes.
each. So we will
Yep.
have four-person each day. So if you miss one, you're not gonna see the others. So we'll make sure yeah, because of some other guys might have other bookings. So then
Hmm.
the 3 other days we still need another weeks or so to figure that out. But once we figure it out, we're gonna, start putting out, the reservation for the meet and greet. Um, yeah, we don't want to do like meet and greet for like just photos, shake your hand, sign your stuff, and next one we want to have a conversation, you know, with the US fans because DGUSA is. I mean, we only come once a year. We wanted to, give you more authentic experience as possible. So we want to, spend if possible. I mean, if it's not a long line, But from last year, it's always, there's a few people here and there.
Hmm.
Um, we can put in info, conversation there.
Yeah. Yeah. Very fun. Um,
Hmm.
so you brought up you guys only come once a year. So I think that brings up the question of next year because next year WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia. Um, I know you guys work with GCW a lot when you guys come over here. Have you had any
Hmm.
conversations with GCW about the plans for next year? If you're going to move it towards a different weekend or
Actually, this is the conversation that we are looking to talk with them
hmm.
while we're in Vegas. Uh, and then Saint Jose, Pro Wrestling Revolution, they are also our very, very good partner. So we
Yes, yep.
might actually do something in the West Coast next year if nothing going on. Um, and we actually want to do more than once a year. But our schedule sometimes is quite
Yes.
tough because in Japan alone, like for example, in May, we just announced the May schedule and it's like 19 shows in May.
Yeah.
It's only
Yeah.
31 days.
Dragon Gate still works
Tour
like
like
that old
19
school
days
schedule.
already.
You guys work 200 and
Y-
300 something shows a year.
Yeah, so yeah, while we were in San Jose, we're gonna work with Pro Wrestling Revolution, and while we were in Vegas, we're gonna speak to GCW and see what's happening next year. But we really want to come in, more than once. It's just sometimes the scheduling, it's
Hmm.
not easy.
Right, right. No, that all makes sense, and I think next year might be a good opportunity to come more than once because I don't think there's going to be quite as big of a weekend as WrestleMania weekend next year,
Hmm.
but because WrestleMania is overseas, I think we might have a couple smaller big weekends, so that would be a
Yeah.
great opportunity. Hopefully that develops.
We
And
I don't think we're gonna find out, but we will find out. At least more clear once
yes,
this
yep,
WrestleMania is gone, and then more information about next WrestleMania is gonna come out.
awesome. That's exciting. And like were just saying, the Dragon Gate schedule never really takes a break. So right after you guys finish the American tour, you have a big show, one of the big four shows of the year in Golden Coliseum in Nagoya. Um do you think any big storylines will be set up and maybe play out in Vegas, or do you think Vegas will be in storyline, or do you think it will kind of be outside of storyline, like we were saying with like the Team Dragon Gate stuff, how it's kind of non-canon?
So far we have only announced two matches. One is
Yep.
the cage match. One is the Brave Gate match, which none of the members are going to be in Vegas.
Right.
So for these two matches, I don't think it's possible to do anything in Vegas. Um, but let's see. Let's see. We still have this month. We have Kobe Sambo Hall TV taping coming up, and then a
Hmm.
Korakuen coming up before we do the US trip. So these 2 days, I'm sure we're gonna um, build some match for the
Yep.
Nagoya show. So
Yeah.
once it's announced, we will get a more clear
Maybe
picture
depending if
what is gonna
depending
go on.
if the right talent will line up, because we'll have the Dreamgate champion, KZ's one third of the trios champions right now. So maybe if
Yeah,
their opponents for Nagoya are also in the US.
yeah, and if Kikuta is still the champion, he's gonna be in the US as well. So it might have something. I don't know. I really
Yeah.
don't know. I'm not trying to kayfabe you, but I really don't
No,
know.
no, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. It's a lot of time. Like there's a lot of shows in between here.
Yeah.
So when you're not wrestling or running international tours for Dragon Gate, you're also one half of the English commentary team with Jay Church.
Yep,
Uh, will you still be in Japan for the April 6th Korakuen Hall show, or will you be calling that one?
I will. And then I actually leave on the 7th.
Okay.
So I'll do the Korakuen and then leave the next day.
All right, so you already be in Tokyo, so that works out.
Yep.
And then are you planning or are you hoping to do any commentary while you're in the US?
Um, I would love to, but for this trip, we already set the commentator for this show. That will
Hmm.
be Joe from last year. And then our this guy Larry Dallas, we used to fly him
Oh,
over
yep.
to Japan before the lockdown, but then you know since the lockdown we can't fly him over, and then
Hmm.
he wasn't available last year, and he is available this year now, and there will be him and Joe, and these
Exciting.
two
Yeah.
they actually uh, did things together with the AAA.
Okay.
So it's not the first time they work with each other. So hoping it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fun. That was a point of contention last year with some Dragongate fans. The commentary, us diehard Dragongate fans were used to everything being right in Japan, so there were some
Mhm.
pronunciation problems and stuff. So
It's sometimes it's hard to pronounce though.
yeah, yeah, it happens.
Mhm.
All right, that was all my questions. Do you have any parting thoughts? Anything else you want to get that I might have missed asking about?
I actually just found the photos from last year, and Yamato did have his Dreamgate
Oh,
belt when
perfect.
he come to
Perfect.
the
I'm glad we
US.
could
So I
confirm.
correct myself now.
Yeah.
It's not the first time. It's gonna be the second time then.
Awesome. One last thing. Last year after the fact on the Dragon streaming service, some of the US shows popped up on there, or at least the matches. Can we expect the same thing this year?
Yes, it will. It will be streaming live with Fight TV for the Vegas show, and then later on we'll add in Japanese commentary and put it back on Dragon Gate Network. I
Okay.
think they might put two versions, the English commentary and Japanese commentary, but we will anyway put it back to Japanese commentary because Dragon Gate Network mostly Japanese viewers, so we'll at least
Hmm.
put Japanese commentary on it. And then
Yep.
for the Portland show, that will also be on Dragon Gate Network. I am not sure that side how it's gonna work with the streaming. I gonna check with DeFi, but that will be an announcement on the social media pretty
Okay.
soon. But
Yep.
after that, not exactly that day, but probably like a couple of weeks later, it will be on Dragon Gate Network.
Awesome. Yeah, and then I love the network. I think it's a good deal. It's pretty cheap, especially here in America with the
Mhm.
conversion rate.
With
You
the
get all the
conversion rate. Yeah, now it's like a discount with the
yeah.
conversion rate.
Yeah, yeah. You get all their shows. You guys broadcast probably about 4 times a month on average, sometimes more.
Yeah,
Um,
sometimes we got six, sometimes got seven, sometimes four, but in average four.
yeah, and it
And also like last year, I think we have some behind the scene stuff that will
yes.
put it on the network. Last year we have like five, six different episodes
Hmm.
just for the Vegas tour.
Yep.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Yeah.
And this year we'll do the same too. And will be more
Yeah.
content because we will have one in Portland. We have the tryout. You might actually see what talent
Yeah.
will be there to tryout, and then the Vegas.
And you just said you gave us a scoop. You're flying out on the 7th, so you'll be here almost like 2 whole weeks. So I'm
Yeah, 3 weeks. I actually
three
stay over
weeks.
for a few days, because every time last year as well, gonna have a lot of stake things happening with the US, so follow up the stuff and then to plan things for the next year. So I will actually be here for like almost 3 weeks.
Okay. That's a fun little vacation for you. You're always
Yeah,
flying
vacation,
around.
business, all at the same time.
Awesome. Yeah. So I think everyone should check those shows out. I think they're very fun looking. They delivered last year, so I would expect the same this year.
Mhm,
Um, like I was saying, the Dragon Gate Network is a great deal. I think you get all the content, so you get the big shows. They just had the big show in February of Uno Dos Tres. We had
mhm,
all the belts defended. We'll likely get something similar to that for Golden Coliseum at the end of April,
mhm.
and you'll get all the US content at some point, some sort of delay. So I think now is a good time to jump on the streaming service if you're not already on there.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on, Ho Ho.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, have a great rest of you're it's the morning for me. It's the night for you. So have a good
Yeah,
night.
and we'll keep in touch, and I'll see you in Portland.
Yep, see you in Portland. Thank you. Bye.